Yeah, welcome everybody to APS Berlin, and welcome to my talk about App Store optimization today. Once again, my name is Bindeng. I'm Senior Manager for Organic App Growth at idealo. So today I'm going to be talking about an alternative approach to running ASO activity, how to run customized campaigns for a little bit higher impact and also more efficiently. But before we talk about ASO, let me give you a brief introduction into idealo, who we are and what our app does. So idealo is currently the fourth largest e-commerce portal in Germany. We have over 20 years of experience in the field. Even though our headquarters is in Berlin, Germany, our services are active in 6 different countries in Europe, which is supported by approximately 900 employees from many countries around the world. So every month we welcome approximately 28 million visitors who interact with more than 50,000 retailers or shops, partner shops of idealo, who would then offer them over 340 million offers, as in items or products, to compare prices and products and pick the best offers to save money. As a company, idealo is certified twice by TÜV, once as a trusted price comparison platform, and another time as a climate neutral company. And of course, in order to make our customers' shopping experience convenient, we also offer an app, as you can see here, a quick preview here. So basically what we do across all of our active 6 countries is we offer a price comparison option where you use the app and also the website to compare prices and products, and then you can be redirected to our partner shops like Amazon, eBay, and so on and so forth. But in Germany, we offer something extra as well, which is unique, which is the option to make direct purchases at idealo directly. So yeah, with this kind of app in mind, we have a mission to grow it organically and of course via ASO, which is the key. And like many of you, we rely on the standard practices, aka the cycle-based ASO activities. For example, the cycles where we increase App Store visibility and then convert it into more organic downloads, or cycles where we research and handpick keywords, where we improve the keyword performance inside the App Store and Play Store over time, or the cycles where we conduct research and run A/B tests in order to document learnings, best practices to improve conversion rate over time. The loops are very important, but it's revolving mainly around the app as the main focus, which, by the way, is not bad because it gives us, at least at idealo, 2 advantages. Number one, the loop, these cycle-based activities or loops, they make us more efficient with, for example, recurrent, standardized, or professionalized, or sometimes even automated processes. So we get to do more with less. And the second thing is more impact by providing us with scientific, systematic, iterative testing kind of methods, where we get to test out different ideas and we start learning what works, what doesn't work, and then we adapt our strategy for higher performance over time. So then again, loops are not bad, but they are not enough, because we could achieve higher efficiency and higher impact if we go beyond the loops. For example, at idealo, we face 2 types of limits that going inside of the loops present. Number one is input limits. So, inside of the App Store and the Play Store and also any other kind of App Store, we have a limited amount of assets to optimize. Also, for example, the metadata assets, you have a limited amount of space, as in number of characters, to make use of, to add keyword in order to optimize the metadata. So at some point in time, ideally, you're going to reach the point where your app is, or App Store presence is 100% fully optimized. So next question is, what more can we do? The second kind of limit is the input limits. Sometimes you run out of ideas to test. For example, you're doing ASO for like, a decade. Then the brainstorm kind of process slows down. You slowly run out of ideas. Also, sometimes, for example, in the for iOS apps, except for the promotional text, you can't really make any changes inside of the App Store freely. Everything depends on the new app release or new app update. So in case you miss that kind of release, then even if you have more ideas, there's not much you can do. So then the question is, again, what else or what more can you do? So if you consider these types of limits, you see the consequence of depending or over depending on the loops. The ASO loops here is that your optimization efforts tend to slow down over time, and also they yield diminishing returns. So at idealo, at some point, we started wondering, maybe it's time to optimize less, maybe it's time to disrupt more, maybe it's time to go outside of the box to explore more. And by going outside of the box, I mean going outside of the loop. So how does it work? So we have, I think in the past 6 months, we have been developing and testing out a different approach where we customize ASO campaigns. So as a brief introduction, what are these campaigns? So for a working definition at idealo, we think of them as the tailor-made, story-driven, short-term ASO changes that are suited for diverse purposes and challenges, because especially in 2020, we need to embrace, we need to get ready, we need to be able to adapt to the new normal, because the old normal, the normal doesn't seem to work anymore. Things have changed. And basically at idealo, we have come up with at least 4 types of customizable ASO campaigns to start with. And because ASO is a part of organic app growth, so things need to grow from the ground up. And as you can see here, 4 types are categorized into or marked with 4 numbers. And because they go from the ground up, so number 1 stands for the highest level of importance, priority, and also the most simple, straightforward kind of campaign. And number 4 is, of course, the least important, the nice to have kind of thing. So starting off at number 1, the first kind of campaign is something I'm sure most of you are already aware of already, which is the product marketing campaigns. Again, this is something in a normal world, all of us, or most of us, are supposed to be doing for most of the time, because this has a direct focus on the app. For example, you have cool features you want to showcase in the App Store and the Play Store. You focus on the generic keywords, you rank for the most important keywords, to improve App Store visibility. Also, you rely on unique selling points, value propositions, and so on and so forth. So basically, what it does is it helps us answer, what is the app all about? And why should users download and use it? Very straightforward. The example here from idealo is also very straightforward. Standard focus on the app. We communicate briefly as a summary of the app, just about everything you can do in terms of shopping comfortably in one app. We show here the sense of convenience, transparency, a lot of transparent information about the different products, the images of these products as the interesting content as well, because these products are the popular types of product categories that shoppers prefer to browse inside of the app. Also, we show a lot of cool features as well. For example, the test score, the product ratings, and also the history of price changes over time. So this is nothing super special. The thing is, it's the baseline, and sometimes you can't really rely on that. Sometimes the spotlight would make less sense to be shined on the product, and more sense to be shined on a specific event, a seasonal event. That's where the second kind of campaign kicks in. We have the seasonal promotion campaigns as well. And you know about this as well, because seasonality is nothing new in ASO. But there's a big difference between a usual seasonal ASO update and a seasonal promotion customized campaigns. It lies in the fact that for a normal seasonal update, the focus still remains on the app. You still promote the app, you just make use of a special kind of occasion, for example, Halloween or Singles Day or Valentine's Day, to provide more context or to change the theme that is related to the app to promote it further. However, at idealo, a truly customizable seasonal promotion campaign has everything to do with the event itself. We rarely ever, we don't really talk a lot about the app, because basically we answer what time it is and how does it relate to the app and the users. And then later, like on a secondary level, we answer what does it have to do with the app and why they should download it. So to give you an example here, because we are in e-commerce, we are in shopping, we promote a shopping app. So Black Friday is the most important annual tradition, shopping tradition for us. And as you can see here through our screenshots and icon, we move beyond iterative testing, and we change things very drastically. And we talked less about the app. As you can see here, the screens in there, the screen grab in there, it's got nothing special there, but the background, the Black Friday kind of shopping tradition, that's everything for us. Also, in terms of the App Store icon, it's not merely slightly different from the dark blue icon on the right. It's drastically different. It's very radical. So the whole point of this is we customize it to promote the event, to urge people to go shopping. And then because our app is, supporting the same purpose, they can consider downloading the app. And that's kind of risky because it's too radical. So we had to run an A/B test beforehand for risk aversion. And as you can see here in the green bar on the bottom, the test results were very positive. So then again, it confirmed our approach of customizing this kind of campaign. But then in some other cases, you see it doesn't make sense to promote the app, and also you're running out of special occasion to promote. So what else can you do? That's where the third kind of campaign kicks in at idealo. We call them the brand communication campaign. Again, every now and then you can always, for example, on your screenshots, you can add like a few badges here and there for your awards, or to show your social proof, to show that it's a trustworthy app. But then again, that's very different from a customized brand communication campaign, because what we do here with this kind of campaign is we, again, shine the spotlight on the brand, the company, the corporate, the brand story, the sense of identity, not the app. Basically, we help the users answer who the entity behind the app is, the company behind the app is, and how does supporting the brand also mean supporting the app? Because sometimes we found that users or customers or mobile users in general, they may download the app because they love the brand or the cause that the brand supports or the company supports. Then again, we apply this kind of line of thinking into our most recent climate neutral campaign. So as you heard earlier, our company is climate neutral, but not a lot of people are aware of this. So last September, we decided to dedicate one whole campaign to communicate this identity, to say that we are climate neutral. And as you can see here, at least in the orange screenshot there, we didn't really say much about the app. We actually said more about the sense of responsibility of the entire company. And also, if you have a look at the badge there, tooth there, it's a badge for the entire company. So then again, it's very radical, right? It's very risky. So we ran an A/B test again to see if it really works that way. And as you can see here in the green bar again, test result was very positive. So we can validate this approach. But then sometimes none of these three types of campaigns would help, because there's nothing you can do. That's where you need to go the extra mile. That's where you need to push above and beyond even further with something we call the extra activities, which represents a whole umbrella of the fourth type of campaign that we run for ASO at idealo. So what does it do? It helps us answer what else can be done to draw attention into the app, and also what else can be done to convert that attention or visibility into more users. So to give you an example, again, this Black Friday, we felt like we needed to do something extra to convert more users, to reach out to more users. So we decided to make use of the replies to user reviews, but not only as a mean for customer support, but also as a marketing channel, because we noticed that when you reply to user reviews, they receive a notification in an email. They know that maybe they can come back. So with that kind of hypothesis in mind, we kind of mobilized a kind of tool called AppFollow to invest approximately 20% more efforts in replying to user reviews. And we managed to quickly send out I think at least 75% more replies in order to reach out to users in the past who are less happier than we would want them to be, to come back into the app, give it a chance, a second chance in a conversation, sort of convince them. Because our app is improving very, very fast. So if all users actually come back into the app and give it a second chance, we are sure they're going to come out happier than before. And because of that, they can rate the app higher than before. And it shows when we compare the Play Store average star rating between October and November, so before and after our efforts here, our extra activity here, we saw that there was an uplift in rating from 4.4 stars to 4.5. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot to many of you, but it gets the job done, because if you have a look at the screenshot on the right, for the first time ever, our app in the Play Store, in the Play Store search results page, we managed to be eligible to be sorted in the list of 4.5 plus star rating apps in search results for a lot of our important keywords. What does that mean? It means we are finally among the highest rated or highest quality kind of apps there. So it really helps a lot in not only increasing search impressions, but also conversion rate optimization. And these are merely a few basic straightforward, simple examples to represent what we are actually doing. There are a ton more that you can always try, test, learn, and push beyond the boundaries. So basically, the question now is, how do we start? By setting up and optimizing these campaigns. So I'm going to walk you through these as well. So first of all, how do we set up at idealo? We set up these campaigns, these ASO campaigns, by going big, trying to be as consistent as possible, and try to do more with less. We start all the way from the strategy level, as in what kind of concept we will be using, what kind of story are we trying to tell per campaign. And this is a big campaign, not just ASO campaign. This is a kind of marketing campaign that the entire company, or at least the entire marketing department at idealo, will be telling. Then we consider on the channel level, how many communication or marketing channels are going to be used to tell the same story, and how much do you have to align with them from an ASO standpoint. Next, we need to consider on the country level, how much do you want to localize? Does it make sense to localize everything, or what kind of countries or what kind of locales should we focus on, and so on and so forth, and what does it mean for ASO? Next, on the fourth level is the level of the specific ASO campaign, where you consider how many assets, how much you do from like the App Store and the Play Store, and so on and so forth. Then on the final level is the level of the specific asset. So on every specific asset, we consider how much we want to change there. Do we want to go for an iterative testing approach, or do we want to change something radically to make a bang? So we chain them together. We get to promote collaboration. For example, we get to request an external kind of design department to make design assets for us. We ask translators or country managers or content marketing managers to write the text assets for us. We just need to plan and try to time the campaign right for optimization and testing purposes. So we don't have to do, we have to do less operational tactical work. And the second thing here is how to optimize these campaigns. And of course, there's no optimization without experimentation. So test, 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 and test. But test has many different variations, not just on the level of asset. For example, of course, we do test different ideas on the same assets to see what works, what doesn't. But we also test the same idea across different assets to see where, as in a placement, where each idea works best, and so on and so forth. Next, as you can see here, we have an example of a Christmas video for a campaign here. This is used by the entire company at idealo. So same asset, some idea, but we could test, we could use A/B testing platforms to test for different purposes. For example, a pre-launch test. So before we use an idea or an asset in an official live campaign, we can roll out a pre-launch test survey just to have a sneak peek into the potential reactions of the users and see if it would make sense to actually use it in a campaign at all. And during a campaign, we can run a risk test just to see, okay, before we roll out a specific asset to 100% of our audience, we want it to show to say 10%, 50% of them in an A/B test, just to see, okay, if there's any risk there, if it performs poorly, then it doesn't make sense to use it anymore, kill it. And last but not least, after a campaign, we can also run a reality check test with A/B test assets or variations, because sometimes we don't know if a win or a loss result or a tie result is coming from a bad idea or a bad asset, or is it because it's the wrong timing or poor timing. So we need to run again and again and again just to have a better sense of reality. And there's a lot more. But basically, as a kind of sneak peek into the results, we found that our efforts became more efficient and more impactful. For example, in the App Store and the Play Store, we managed in this Black Friday season, just last month, we managed to gain a lot more competitive advantage. We ranked above most of our, I think, basically all of our competitors in the shopping space by entering top 3 in the App Store and the Play Store top charts, not only inside of the shopping category, but also inside of the overall top charts. So this is explosive growth. Then we also documented sustained growth, at least, as you can see here, example from AppTweak here, at least from the standpoint of App Store keyword visibility or search visibility. As you can see here, growth is continuous over the last 6 months. And as the highest point, the accumulative growth rate, we reached above 900%. So yeah. Then we also found that we managed to increase scalability by a lot as well. And as you can see here on the right, there's a long list of many things. These are our A/B tests. There's a bunch. We ran for the Play Store only, for one app, shopping app only, for a month and a half. And on average, we saw that we could run on average in 1 month, approximately 50 A/B tests. We never reached that level before. Only by customizing our efforts could we manage to achieve this. So then again, if we could do it, you could also do it by remembering to grow ASO from the bottom across at least four different customizable campaigns, and focus on diversity. So some key takeaways here is, you need to think big from top down, from the brand and from the strategy. Try to collaborate, align ASO activities across different departments as well, and ask for help, also provide help, and push the boundaries. Try to rethink the purposes of the same ASO resources and think what more you can do. And before you go, just so you know, at idealo, we are constantly hiring. For example, a senior growth manager position for paid app campaign, as well as CRM and many more. Some of these positions are not published yet. They're not live yet. We are finalizing them. They are going live in the next few weeks. But to make sure that you get to know about them, you get to be the first to know about them, make sure you either contact me directly or visit jobs.idealo.com. just to see what fits, and then we can, continue the conversation. Here's a sneak peek into work-life balance at idealo, along with a lot more benefits. And don't forget to check out the app by searching for idealo in the App Store and the Play Store. Once again, my name is Bin Dang. I'm from idealo. Thank you for listening. Now is the time for question.
Great, thanks, Ben. That was really good, and great to have an insight into a specific vertical, and also an insight from the brand side. We really appreciate that, and there's some great not only strategic insights there, but also some real actionable tactical stuff. I loved all the seasonality and the A/B test stuff you had in that. Was really great. What I'm going to suggest is if you head into the chat now on Swapcard, and if anyone has any, there's already a question or two in there, I think. If anyone has any questions for Ben, if you head right now into Swapcard and then take those in the chat, that would be great.
Oh, wow, I had to reload Swapcard.
Okay, great. I'll let you pass that on. Well, I just want to say thanks a lot. And yeah, let's give Ben a big virtual round of applause. And yeah, he'll see you in the chat. Thanks, Ben. That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.